So a man's age versus the age of the women who look best to him. I forgot where this is from. I believe it's from a book called Dataclysm. They've done a bunch of articles on this stuff. But so from 20 all the way to 50, it stays fairly consistent there. Men are finding the peak age of women's physical attractiveness at 20. And Eric, if you can now go ahead and switch it to the next one, and you're probably gonna have to zoom in. Yeah, zoom in again. Perfect. A woman's age versus the age of the men who look best to her. So as you see, it kind of, for women, it kind of matches. As they start to get a bit older, it starts to, err a little bit towards a bit younger, but overall it's much different than the graph. Eric, if you can go ahead and just put it back to center. So it looked like you had something to say. I'll let you come in on this. Is that looked like it was shocking to you?
It's not shocking. That's what's sad. It's like, I get it. Everyone has their preferences, whatever, but it's like, I don't even know. I don't know how to explain it, because I'm not trying to just like hone in on that one factor, but it's just because it is such a big thing in the whole world, not even just America, but in the whole world. It's something our world has dealt with, but it's something that's, not spoken about, only beginning to be spoken about now. So it's just hard for my brain, especially studying sociology and looking at these numbers. And my job is to look at stats and realize how those stats play onto our society and why this thing is. And I know men have a bigger issue with having eyes for not women, girls who are too young for them, and not so much vice versa. It just seems like a very big parallel to the fact that most women find men their age attractive, and for men, it just stop. And also, how do you know they find 20-year-olds attractive? They could just be saying that age because that's closer and it sounds better than them saying 18 or all the way up until they're 50 years old.
I think you're reaching here a little bit.
I might be.
I think
totally
you're reaching here a little bit in terms of trying to paint men as trying to date women who are not of age, girls who are not of age.
It's not like I'm saying that. I don't think all men, I don't even think 50% of men think that way. That's not what I'm saying.
The amount of men that would pursue a woman who's not of age is very, very low.
And that's it. You could totally
there
think
are
that.
Of course, there are definitely predator men.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to just make it clear. We are talking about adult women.
Yes.
An adult that's 18 and up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everyone has their own different opinions. Maybe just from the field that I'm in and things I get to see, witness, study, it is a lot more than very few. So that's the only thing it is kind of, I don't know. It's not.
You think 50% of men are P words?
I said less than 50, but you're saying very, very few. And
it is very, very
50
few.
to very, very few is a very,
very, very few.
Maybe documented, reported, but it's not very, very few. It's not 50%. I'm not saying it's anywhere near 50%. I'm not even saying it's 40. But I would say it's more than you're imagining or would like to admit or accept. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying anyone in the room. But it is a more prevalent issue in our world than most people would like to admit.
I haven't looked at, I'm sure they've done some sort of studies on the prevalence of that sort of thing. I couldn't speak to it just because I haven't seen those studies. I would guess that it's 1%, maybe 2%.
So just from a woman who, as me alone, when I was under the age of 18, I had more than... Okay, as a girl, as not a woman, when I was under 18, if I came into contact with how many men I came into contact with that were over that age, well over that age, it just means being one person, the percent has to be a lot higher than one. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if any of these women can agree, but from personal experience, I'm not saying it's the people around you necessarily, doesn't know that, but like it's not doing it justice to say 1%.
Fair enough. We'll move on from that specific thing, but did anyone else want to come in on anything?
Okay. I think everyone's like entitled to have their own preferences, and as long as like both parties are like down for it, like if say the guy's down for the cougar and the cougar's down for the guy, then fine. As long as everyone's okay with it and there's like no emotional damage, then I think it's fine. So yeah.
Okay,
just
and informed. Okay, and to be informed
Yeah.
of the situation.
Yeah.
Good times, good times. Okay, so let me see here. I remember before I said I wanted to bring up a list of preferences that I believe that men have in women. You guys seemed interested in hearing that. I also have a list of preferences that I believe women have in men. I could read that too if you guys want to disagree with any of those. Before I do that though, I need to get up really quick, and then we're going to probably wrap up here in about, we've gone a little bit over, so we're going to wrap up in about 10, 15 minutes, guys. I need to get up for about a minute. So
What do you think about this podcast?
It's eye-opening.
okay, I'll walk away for this one, you guys.
Next one, just
Very eye-opening to see how, I mean, I guess I don't like hear, or like reading the comments even,
Yeah.
like I don't hear that sort of thing every day, like from like what we're saying and like people in the comments responding, I guess, to what we're saying. I don't hear that a lot, and I don't really see it because like in real life, like men aren't gonna go up to you and be like, oh, like you're a slut, like you're this and that. Like they're not gonna like say this up front because they're obviously behind a screen.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying how it's super eye-opening to read all these comments. Like, you guys are watching this for 3 hours on a Tuesday at 10 p.m. Like, this is what you're doing. Like, oh, okay. Says a lot about you. But no offense.